And welcome back to the program. Now, I believe there are two kinds of people in the world. Those that wake up from bed and go, oh, it's a new day. I want to go out there and do stuff. Are you that kind of person?
Yeah, I'm the kind of
Really?
I'm the kind of girl that actually wants to start my day running. Actually, I do that. My nose does.
Oh, your nose runs away
What
with
do you
the dish
have
and the
with the tissue
spoon.
in front of me?
I see. Okay.
I don't have the flu bug, but for some reason, my nose is always running.
I think that's quite a common ailment for many people. And, you know, well, it's good news because we have a doctor with us this morning to tell us more about that. He's an expert and ENT surgeon at Singapore General Hospital. Let's welcome Dr. Leong Jelin to our studios this morning. Morning, Dr. Leong. Now, you just heard Suzanne saying, I mean, you know, waking up with the sniffles, having a bit of a clogged nose at night. It's quite a common occurrence for many people, right?
Yes, it is very, very common.
Why is that?
The sense of running nose and nasal obstruction, it's the most common manifestation of any rhinitis. And rhinitis, the most common forms are cold, and it can be allergic rhinitis, or even the patients who are pregnant can get rhinitis.
Okay, let me tell you something, doctor. I'm not pregnant.
Okay.
Neither do I have any allergic symptoms to anything, and I'm also not down with a cold. So why do I still have runny nose and I'm blocked in the evening?
Okay. The most common cause actually is allergies, nose allergies. And locally, the most common allergen that we can find are actually the dust mites. They're everywhere. So at night, you're actually sleeping with the dust mites the whole night. So in the morning, you end up with the most common symptoms like runny nose, nasal congestion, itching, and even sneezing.
Has it got anything to do with the air-conditioned room as well?
Yes, it can, because the air conditioners, sometimes the filters are not cleaned at regular basis, and they can act as great traps for all these dust mites.
Okay, so what do you do then if you have a runny nose? You start the morning, I don't want to start it running.
Well, first of all, you have to see a doctor or ENT surgeon to get it cleared. There are many causes of rhinitis. Now, the main causes, the most common ones are nose allergies. In SGH, we see about 1,000 a year of patients with this kind of problem. And a lot of the patients actually end up having to do simple things like keeping the house clean and regularly cleaning the bed linen and clothing. The other thing is actually a lot of them have to be placed on medication. And the first line of medication that we put them on are actually steroid nasal sprays or decongestants.
Actually, at what point do you know that your nasal congestion, in that sense, is something serious? Because if you just wake up with the sniffles, you're going to think, well, you know, it's just a minor thing. You know, by afternoon it's gone anyway. So
Exactly.
It's a quality of life kind of issue. Some people and there's a huge range of severity in this kind of problems. Those that wake up in the morning, it clears up within an hour, you're done for the rest of the day. There are those that are actually miserable the whole week, the whole day. And these are the ones that actually end up seeing us. So this can affect their work performance in the day, and can affect their sleep quality at night as well.
Okay, what about, we've been talking about runny noses, what about nasal congestion? I mean, you've brought in some strips, I believe, nose strips, not the one that clears your clogs, but this one is actually supposed to help you open up your nose?
Yes.
How does it do that? Okay,
this is a very cleverly devised thing. What it is actually pasted over the nose where the nostrils are. And what happens is actually it has a patented dual band kind of activity.
Right.
So once you place it over the nostril, it actually springs open.
It doesn't bend it.
That's right.
Yeah.
So once you bend it, paste it over your nose, it will try to open up and increase the nasal airflow.
I'm going to give it a try here. Let me see. So just stick it
right on that.
Like
Does it open up your nose, literally?
Am I doing it right? Stick it all the way down? Flat?
All the way flat. That's
all
right.
The way flat
all
against
the way
my
flat.
nose.
That's right.
Okay.
That's right.
Does it help?
Sounds congested.
Actually, no. I do feel that. Well, are my nostrils bigger? Do they look bigger?
But is that the reason then? Because you have small nostrils, or the passageway is smaller, therefore you have a nasal congestion?
It can contribute to the problem. The thing is, it actually opens up the narrowest part of the nasal cavity, and that is right at the front of the nasal valve. So by opening up, it can increase the nasal airflow by 31% in the patient.
So it is not the solution; it just helps you breathe easier.
Yes. It's a solution still. There are certain people who cannot take certain drugs. That's it, like pregnant, a lot of some pregnant ladies, while they're during the pregnancy, I can't actually give them any medication to help them. We just tell them you bear for 9 months, and then it will go away.
Right.
So with strips like this, it's non-medicated, and there's it has very low allergic.
What about those nasal sprays that are available in the market? How do they work?
Okay, there are 2 kinds of nasal spray. One is a steroid nasal spray. The other one is a topical decongestant. Topical decongestant should only be used for 5 to 7 days. Anything beyond that, it actually destroys the nose.
What do you mean by destroys the nose?
Yeah.
The nasal, okay, for us to feel unblocked, you need to have certain receptors in our nasal cavity. So by using this topical nasal decongestant, it actually destroys the nasal lining. So even though you're breathing clearly, you actually cannot feel the air going
It's
through.
sort of numbing the nerves.
That's right. And so you still feel blocked. And with medication like that, you actually need increasing amount of the same medication to feel the same amount of relief. So as they go by, maybe just 1 drop a day will do. By the end of a year or 2, you might be going through a bottle a whole day. I have patients like that though.
So really what you're trying to do is open up the airways. I mean, and that has to do with snoring as well, right? Because you have many kinds of pillows which can say you tilt your neck back a bit more, and therefore the whole
opens up the
passage of airways.
Yes. Snoring is a noisy breathing.
Yeah.
So anywhere from nasal congestion to the back of the tongue, it can cause disruption in airflow, and that gives rise to the noise. So and what happens is nasal congestion actually disrupts a good night's sleep. And that, of course, can affect the daily performance and work performance.
Well, I've heard stories about how people say keep yourself hydrated, well hydrated, because ear, nose, and throat, we know it's all connected. So if you drink a lot of water, therefore you won't snore as much. Any truth to that?
You might be quieter, but if you have severe sleep apnea, that's not going to help.
Okay.
Yeah.
Who are the people who are usually prone to nasal congestion, and what is your suggestion to them who think it's not a problem yet to see a doctor? What do they do?
If it disrupts the daily work performance, for example, someone who does sales, but every time he goes out doing his sales, he ends up sniffing, wiping his nose, and then whoever he sees says, "Why are you here to see me when you're sick?" It's about time to see a doctor to clear up the nose, because it can help by making them almost perfect, almost a perfect nose.
Okay. And this has required some kind of surgery, or are there
No.
non-invasive?
Majority of the time, simple medication will help. Only after failing a medication, then surgery might be an option.
Okay. All right. Well, thanks so much for clearing the airways in that sense.
Thank you so much, Doctor, for coming. And we're talking about the causes and also the new treatments available for nasal congestion with Dr. Leong Junlin, consultant ENT surgeon at Singapore General Hospital.
I guess it's something many of us take for granted, because if it goes away, you don't think twice about it. You know, it's only when it sticks around for a long time and it becomes annoying, then you start being worried about it.